Hi everyone, Chris Nansky here with Black Belt Leadership Speaking and Coaching on Facebook Live, here with your Mind of a Champion tip of the week. Today I want to talk about what I think is a really important distinction. And in fact, I have to credit my good friend Kellyanne Zelinsky, who's CEO of Self Leadership Global, for the topic today. Because she often says that it's much more effective to hold somebody capable than to hold them accountable. Hi Shannon, great to have you on here. So think about that. You know, in the world of leadership, the whole idea of being accountable is an incredibly important concept to have. The decisions we make, the actions we take, the results we get, it's incredibly important for us to be accountable for those things. However, what I've found in leading and coaching of others is that it's oftentimes not as effective when we hold someone accountable. And this is what I mean. That word can actually have a negative connotation. It can be judging, it can be pressuring, it can even be punitive. And so I'd like us to think about a different way of approaching that and helping someone achieve results, and that is holding them capable. Because when you hold them capable, now what you're doing is you're seeing the greatness in them, and now you're agreeing to hold them to that standard in order to get the results that they want. So it's a minor shift in terms of how we're wording that, but think about it. If we're coming from a place of holding someone capable versus holding them accountable, the whole energy shifts. Now, to be clear, I'm not saying that if someone does something badly in society and they hurt others or something like that, that we don't hold them accountable. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that when we are leading someone and we're coaching them to the results that they want to get, if we're actually emphasizing their abilities and their power and using that as a way to inspire them, the way that they get results is going to be much better. So anyway, I was pondering this because I've had the opportunity in my career to have interaction with a lot of youth. Clearly in teaching of martial arts, I'm also the father of two grown boys. And what I've realized is during the course of my life, I've certainly had instances where I was holding people accountable. And sometimes it worked. Sometimes it worked when I just held them accountable. Many times it didn't. The times when it really worked is when I could get them enrolled into the type of person that they wanted to be, the power that they had power, they had the power of decision making, and that they could show up being a more empowered version of themselves in order to get what they want. And when I got them to buy into that, when they were enrolled into that, then helping them along the path to get things done was that much easier because it came from the inside out. Now, what I've really realized is that, particularly in working with youth, and this isn't just with kids though, because we're all big kids anyway, this works with adults as well, is we truly can't hold someone accountable if we haven't guided them to who they or what they are capable of being. Let me say that again. We really can't hold them accountable until we've truly helped them understand who and or what they're capable of being. That's just my philosophy on it. So what I thought about this week is at least 4 different things that I have done in the past, and I'm committed to dive in a little bit deeper into to make sure that I can help my coaching clients, my students, my friends, whoever that might be, my sons, in order to get what they want by holding them capable. And the first one is to share their capabilities with them. Don't hold back when you see greatness in others. Many of you have heard my story about how my martial arts instructor, Grandmaster J.K. Lee, it was a very definitive moment in my life. At 13 years old, he looked me in the eyes and he said, "I will make you a champion." Now, when you're 13, you think about all the medals and the trophies you're going to earn. And of course, that went through my mind. But when I started to think about it later on, what he really was saying was, "I believe in you." And just by virtue of him saying that and it landing in my heart, what it did is it took my life on a total different trajectory. It really had an impact with me. So where do you have an opportunity to share what you see in others in terms of their capabilities? Next is to help them set the vision. So many times people have difficulties actually understanding the vision that they want to set for themselves. They don't see it in themselves and they can't see what's forthcoming for them. So I think an important part of a leader is to set that example. So just by virtue of you and who you're showing up being and what you're doing provides that role model for them. But maybe there might be an instance where they don't relate with you just because of age or status or whatever. So if you're not able to do that directly, then make sure that they have at least some sort of other role model they look at, a teammate, a sibling, someone that they can relate to see that, man, if those people can do it, you can do it too. Number next is to agree to a plan, but it's one that they create. And what do I mean by that? I think in leadership roles, it's very often easy for us to just tell people what to do. 1, 2, 3, go execute this and you'll be fine. But what happens is that people don't have an enrollment to that plan. So the best that you're able to is ask questions to unearth what somebody really wants, and then ask them what they think the next step should be. Because when they do that, they become enrolled in it, and when they're enrolled in it, now they're much more apt to follow up on it. And then finally is renew and let's see what I put here. Renew and review and renew. So make sure that once you help someone on their path, that it's just not, okay, got that meeting done and they're off. I have a very good friend that constantly says you need to inspect what you expect. So in working with others, I highly recommend that you have very frequent capability meetings. Maybe they're weekly, maybe they're monthly, maybe they're bi-monthly, but what you're doing is you're bringing them in, you're reminding them of their capabilities, you're helping them review the results that they've had, you take a look at the plan, and then you begin to tweak it where it can be tweaked. Now what you've done is you've continued to emphasize that in their lives to help them set on a course and a trajectory for success. So there you have it, my friends. That's the concept for this week. Are you holding someone accountable, or are you truly holding them capable? So thanks so much for listening this week. Great to have everybody on here. Thanks, Sam Bashaw. I see you there. Brian Cayley, you came back on. And I'll tell you what, guys, if you enjoy these, please like them, share them, make comments. And if you have any other topics that you think you'd like to hear me speak about, please share those as well. So once again, this is Chris Natzke with Black Belt Leadership Speaking and Coaching, and I challenge all of us to hold someone capable this week. We'll see you next time.